is nothing that excites me more than a fine urban bathroom. What makes this project truly remarkable is how it all started. Just a bare shell. No flow, no identity, just potential. And that's what we give our creme de la creme clients. And today I'll be showing you how this blank canvas has been reshaped into a masterpiece. The brief was bold: open up the interiors, invite nature in, and create an environment that feels both expansive and deeply connected to its surroundings. We wanted architecture that disappears into the environment, and that is why we took down unnecessary walls and created very large picture frames that are almost like living artworks that change with the seasons. And that means that when it's really sunny outside, you get to see those rays of sunlight hitting you directly, and when it's raining and you're having those hailstorms, you also get to experience the soft patter of the rains, because I like to say that God is the greatest Picasso of all times. So this was the brief: to appreciate the nature in its entirety, to embrace the beauty and the essence of this farmhouse home. Now, the natural flow of this house is you walk into the entrance and you get into the foyer. Here we're going to be having the elevator shaft. Imagine a house so grand you need your own elevator. This is a quadruplex after all, and that means that we have 4 different living stations that come together as one within this very residence. We'll be getting to that in a bit, but this right here is the living area. Now, the natural flow is you come in from the left and you find yourself within this very expansive space. The reason as to why we have all these large windows is because we wanted the light to just come flooding in and to penetrate the various living units within this residence. At the front, we do have the TV wall unit, and so you'll be able to watch all your favorite shows right from over here. But I want you to turn your attention to the bottom. We have these lovely, large marble tiles, very clean, and I love the neutral tones and hues. And at the very top, we do have a very simple, very clean gypsum design. After all, this is 2026. We are keeping it neoclassic and modern. You're going to be seeing the various kinds of gypsum designs within this household because we do have a very emerging trend that we'll be flowing with. So come along with me. This right here is the dining area. As you can see, this is an open plan living space, and see how easily and freely you're able to flow from the living area into the dining room and then into the kitchen. Now, the curving gypsum detail is an emerging trend that elevates interiors with a sense of softness and luxury, blending neoclassical elegance and modern design. This is something that you're going to see a whole lot more of within our contemporary homes right here at Fine Urban Interiors. Now, this kitchen is very airy, very spacious, because we are keeping it neoclassic, as I had mentioned earlier on. And you know exactly what to expect when it comes to a fine urban kitchen. Of course, we'll be having some nice glass cabinetry right over here. I'm really hoping that we go with that nice rose gold, because that's my absolute favorite. I think it just adds a touch of that je ne sais quoi to every kitchen. We'll be having the fittings here. So here we'll be having the cookers, the ovens and whatnot. And then here we'll be having a very gorgeous long kitchen island. I'm sure it will be able to double act as a breakfast nook. In case you don't want to have breakfast all the way in the dining area, you can grab a quick breakfast, perhaps some granola or some fruits from right over here. But you know what? in a fine urban kitchen, one is never enough. We had to have a dirty kitchen. So on this side, we'll also be able to do some outdoor cooking, perhaps even some grilling from right over here. And of course, to the left, we also have this spacious pantry because we want you to be able to neatly tuck away all your goodies, your groceries and whatnot. And so we decided to create a pantry right from over here. And of course, because this will have its own access point, so in case you go for shopping, you don't have to worry about using the main entrance. You can come in right through the back. Now, on the ground floor, we have 2 bedrooms. On my right is the first bedroom. Every room has its own personality, as per usual, its own identity. And remember how we were talking about those curvatures when it comes to the gypsum design. One thing I want you to know is that this is not easy to sculpt. This has been created by our craftsmen, and the level of skill that is required to execute this perfectly is something that you can only find at fine urban interiors. And unlike the usual cabinetry, the usual white, we decided to spruce it up just a tad. And so here we do have this nice rustic wooden design, and I absolutely love that, especially because this is a farmhouse, and so we wanted to have that rustic countryside charm. And to my right, we do have the bathroom. Of course, all the rooms are en suite as per usual, and we went with nice hues of ivory and chocolate, something very subtle, something that whispers. And I can only imagine the kind of showers that I would take within this very bathroom. And at the top, we do have a very simple gypsum design with some nice cove lighting embedded into it. And many people don't understand why that is so important. It's because if you're somebody like me who likes to take those nice dim showers in the evenings, then this is absolutely perfect for you. You don't want that harsh lighting. You want something that is very ambient and something that matches your aesthetic. When it comes to the layout, we decided to have the bathroom at the very edge, and of course we will be having a sliding door feature with the noise cancellation right over here, and then we will be having the toilet and the vanity mirror from Living Luxe. And of course, we have those gold accents right over here just to add to that touch of luxury. That brings us to bedroom number 2. We're still having that continuity when it comes to design. Every room has its own personality, but at the same time, we're tying in that theme. And so we have a nice, simple gypsum design for the headboard. And once this is complete, it will look absolutely perfect. At the very top, we're still having that curvature going on. I love it because of the intentionality when it comes to design. The continuity is truly of utmost importance. And like the previous bedroom, we also have that same rustic design just to keep that theme flowing. And of course, we do have this very large picture frame so that you can be able to enjoy that viewpoint from every room. You're able to see that the farmland is telling a story, and you get to watch that story unfolding in HD. Now, for this bathroom, we did go with those blue hues and a little bit of that play of chocolate. And this reminds me of exactly where we are at the farmhouse. The elements of the sky above and the soil underneath. So that nice play of blue and brown looks absolutely bold and beautiful. I love the fact that every bathroom has its own personality, and the play of marble is absolutely gorgeous. Of course, this is Italian marble, and as per usual, we do import all our marble so that our client can get something that is not only durable, but something that matches their aesthetic. This is not something that you're likely to find in anybody else's home. I love the fact that you get to enjoy your shower from right over here with a view of those nice tall trees in the background. But I want you to turn your attention to these tiles over here. They're very, very large. And so the kind of craftsmanship that goes into laying this slab and into creating this pattern ever so beautifully is absolutely unmatched. That's what you get when you work with lead designers like Fine Urban Interiors. You only get the very best when it comes to craftsmanship. After all, you're building a house that is going to last over the years, and so you don't want to cut any shortcuts. Instead, you want to get the best of the best, and that's what we give our creme de la creme clients. Now, excuse my panting because I just took the healthier route. I'm talking about the stairs, but very soon we will be able to take the lift even to the first floor. Now, this here is the TV room. Would you take a look at that? Here we have that wonderful curvature that I was talking about earlier within the video. You truly get to see the vision of the lead designer coming alive within this entertainment room. And truly, you notice that the ceiling becomes a focal point and a statement piece the moment that you step into this place. I love the TV room because it's the place where families bond and connect. You get to catch up on all your favorite shows and even play some board games. Perhaps we'll even have a popcorn machine where you can have some nice buttered popcorn even as you enjoy those nice chill evenings where you're catching up on some news perhaps. This TV room opens up into this very voluminous veranda, and so from here you have a picturesque view of the farmland at play. Now these dairy cows are going to have to relocate. We will be moving the cow sheds elsewhere, and so you'll be able to enjoy the view of the farmland in all its splendor. But take a look at this. This is not yet done. It's still under construction, but we will be having these gorgeous pillars, and I'm expecting us to have some nice design at the very top. Of course, the Corinthian columns inspired by Rome are one of my favorite features, especially within a neoclassic home. And that's why when we are building a house like this, we're thinking about a house for the ages. We not only build for the now, we think about how the house will age with time. And so even in the years to come, you will not need to redesign the house because we are building it in such a neoclassic way. Now, on this very floor, we do have a common bathroom, so you don't have to worry about rushing all the way to your bedroom or going downstairs in case you need to use the facilities. And the bathroom is usually a very neglected area, but not when it comes to Fine Urban. Take a look at the kind of quality tiling that has gone into this bathroom. And this is one of my favorite color palettes of all time. I'm a huge fan of ivory and chocolate, and the design is very stark, it's very bold, and it kind of just glares at you. It's impossible to ignore, so I absolutely love it. And the feel is very glossy. At the very bottom, we kept the same running theme, and I love this because of the visual continuity that you get. Your eyes can never get tired of looking at a bathroom like this one. That brings us to the first bedroom on this particular floor, and you'll notice that we have more of a playful design when it comes to this headboard, and that's because of the kind of personality that our client has. We wanted to give them something that matches their energy, their aura, their vibe, and so we wanted to create a headboard that is just a tad bit more playful. And then we still have those very large picture frame windows so that you're able to enjoy the view of the nature from either side. Remember, we are inviting the outside in. Now for the cabinetry, we're still keeping with that rustic theme, of course, and lots of cabinetry. So in case you need to tuck away your clothes neatly, you can do that with ease. And then you step into this bathroom and you get a little bit of a surprise. It's very unexpected. I love the fact that we're going with different themes within the bathroom just to give that personality and character. And so here we do have that sky blue and touches of gold, accents of gold and brown at play. And then you notice that there are places where the color just deepens and we have a touch of that turquoise going on and the neutral hues. This complements each other very beautifully. And we have the gold accents as well, even within the window frame, and you get to enjoy that view of the outdoors. Even as you're taking that nice long shower, it won't get too steamy in here because of the kind of large windows that we do have. In this quadruplex, the balconies wrap around the entire residence, and this is perfect for those evenings when you just want to tell stories, catch up with your friends or with your siblings. And so it's perfect for entertaining and also just having nice, lovely conversations. We had to do a ton of structural changes and layout reconstruction because our client wasn't as pleased with the previous design. So if you think that hiring a lead designer is costly, you would find out the price of having a bad design. And now take a look at the curvature when it comes to the wall. You'll notice that we are still having that nice same running theme. There is that continuity of design and every wall tells a story. One thing I love about the walls, even on the outside, is that they're gorgeously patterned. They do have that floral motif and the rough and tough texture so that your eyes never grow weary, they never get tired. And even though the outside walls are usually neglected, we decided to touch this up with some design just so that we can have that taste of luxury from every single corner of this residence. And part of those structural changes was ensuring the alignment of the windows. You'll notice the symmetry when it comes to the windows. From every single vantage point, you're able to notice the kind of precision that we have when it comes to those large picture frame windows, and this just allows your eyes to appreciate the beauty of having designers like Fine Urban. On my right is actually the laundry area, and of course it will be fitted with dryers and washers, and this space can also be used for hanging your laundry. We look at every space as an opportunity to explore our creative eye, and so here we will be having perhaps some portraits or maybe even a sitting area within this space. We'll see how our lead designer will play around with this, because we definitely will not leave it plain or boring, but we'll see how to spice it up. Now that brings us into the fourth bedroom. The moment you walk into this space, what immediately captures your attention is the headboard design. It's very subtle, but it's not something that you'd find in anybody else's home, and if you do, then you know that it is copied from Fine Urban. Now at the very top we do have that curvature design, still with that running theme. These are the emerging trends of 2026, and that's why we always travel from country to country so that we can keep up with trends all the way from Madrid and Spain and bring them back home. And you'll notice that usually gypsum is a little bit busy in other homes, but not in this one. Instead of going with an end-to-end design, you'll notice that the gypsum design is concentrated on only the headboard area, allowing the room to breathe and opening up the interior in such a beautiful way. And speaking of opening up the interior, take a look at that large picture frame window. I love the fact that we are inviting the great outdoors inside. That blend that is so harmonious between Mother Nature and architecture is truly what sets us apart. We are about going green, and we love the fact Now you can be inside, but you can be having aspects of the great outdoors within your space. There is nothing that excites me more than a fine urban bathroom. Take a look at the color palette here. We have those neutral hues of ivory, and this adds to that touch of elegance. And if you could only feel what I feel, that nice subtle tiling, and the finish is not glossy, but instead it is matte. This reminds me of a royal hammam. It makes me feel like I just stepped into a luxurious hotel, and imagine having that kind of quality finish within your very home. The house is something that you truly need to invest your money into, because you're going to spend the rest of your life in a house like this. So why not splurge your money when it comes to receiving quality finishes, durable substances, and something that is aesthetically pleasing as this bathroom. If you've made it this far to this video, then you know why they call us the masters of space planning. I hope you're keeping count, because this is bedroom number 5. Just like bedroom number 4, we do have a similar concept when it comes to this headboard, and I'm expecting us to have some nice hidden recessed lighting just to accentuate this space even more. In those evenings when you don't want harsh lighting, this is absolutely perfect, because you get to see your surroundings. Even if you wake up in the middle of the night, you want a glass of water or a glass of milk, you're able to see it without having to turn on all the lights within this area. And at the very top, we did go with a circular design, a double circular design, and we'll be having a nice crystal chandelier courtesy of Living Lux hanging low. I can't wait to see what the final product is going to look like. But if this is just the shell, I can only imagine what lies ahead. Make sure that you stick with us to see the full transformation of this quadruplex. Now, this here is the 5th bathroom, and take a look at that. Those hues of ivory and chocolate at play. This gorgeous Italian marble just accentuates this space very beautifully, and it feels so warm in here. And the light bounces off from this large picture frame window, allowing natural light to just come sipping through this very bathroom. I love a fine urban bathroom because of the kind of personality that it has, and you just never know what to expect. We outdo ourselves each and every time. And that brings us to the 3rd floor. Now, the beauty of a quadruplex is that you get to have one residence, but then 4 separate living quarters, so that you can enjoy your privacy. This here is the master bedroom, and it is truly grand. Let's take a moment to just appreciate the volume of space within this area. This here is going to be the headboard design, and I love the fact that we were talking about those curves, and so we do have these ridges that have been gorgeously crafted, and that's why we say that a fine urban home takes time, because you cannot rush perfection. A house like this one takes time to curate, and so we do not rush when it comes to the creation of a house like this. Our artsmen are the most skilled, and they came up with this gorgeous design for the headboard, and once it is fitted with lights, it is going to look absolutely spectacular. It is truly a focal point, and I love the fact that we are making gypsum a statement piece. So right over here, we will be having our 6x6, and then we can see that some electricals have been left out, and of course we will be having some nice crystal chandeliers hanging low within this space. But even though we are adding some extra light, I want you to notice the sheer amount of light that is just coming into this room, that is penetrating this entire space, and it's bouncing off the brilliant white walls. And so we do have this gorgeous picture frame window, and from here you're able to see those trees slowly moving from side to side, and you're able to hear the wind whistling and the cows grazing in the distance. Imagine waking up like this every day, being able to enjoy the beauty and the charm of your countryside home. We are the very definition of interior excellence. Take a look at the curvature, take a look at the design concept within this room, especially when it comes to the gypsum. This is like nothing that we have seen before, and the expertise and the craftsmanship, the hours that have been poured into the creation of this simple yet gorgeous gypsum design is truly understated. And I love the fact that it is very different from what we've seen so far, and we are moving with the trends and at the same time keeping it neoclassic, keeping it polished, clean and neat. What's a master without a walk-in closet? And so we curated the perfect walk-in closet that has ample space for both his and hers, so you don't have to worry about fighting over closet space. Here we will be having custom cabinetry. I truly hope that we go with nice glass finishes, because rose gold, as you know, is my absolute favorite. Let's step into what is the master bathroom. Wow, would you take a look at that? We do have that theme of ivory and chocolate still at play. It's very subtle, but at the same time very inviting. The fact that we also have niche walls on either side means that you'll be able to neatly tuck away all your body washes, your scrubs, and those nice little accents that you would like within your bathroom, just to spice up this entire space. Of course, we will be having a rain head feature over here and several jets, so you get to enjoy those nice showers within the countryside. Maybe you had a really long day, you were at the shamba, you were wearing your gumboots, and you just want to soak in. This is the perfect bathroom for you to be able to do that. And we'll of course be having fittings courtesy of Living Lux. One thing I want you to notice before I go is these gold accents. I think they add a very lovely yet subtle touch. We could have ignored this space, but we said we don't do that at Fine Urban. The kind of standards that we have raised for our clients, the kind of quality finishes that you receive, that's what truly sets us apart from our competitors. They don't call us the Rolls-Royce of construction for no reason. Take a look at this curved veranda for the master bedroom. Of course, here you'll be able to enjoy those lovely evenings with your loved ones. Maybe you're just gazing over the stars and drinking a glass of bubbly, or maybe even reminiscing on the good old days, because this is a retirement home after all, and so we wanted our client to be able to enjoy the view and also have a breath of fresh air from every single point of this house. And that's why this quadruplex is wrapped around with various verandas. We are miles and miles away from the city. We're deep within Transoya County, and so you might want to get your work in for the day, and you're thinking, where exactly am I going to do this work from? Maybe you have the kids over, you have the grandkids over, it's December, and you want to get some work done. This is the perfect place for that. So we decided to have an office right at the very top, and this entire floor only houses the master bedroom and this private office space. And so if you want to do some reading, catch up on your favorite novels, or perhaps even do some research, then you can do that from here. But you know what? This space also opens up into the balcony. So in case you're growing a little bit wearisome and you want to have a breath of fresh air, then this office opens up into this wonderful space. And from here you have that beautiful vantage point of the rolling hills in the distance. You can see the horizon meeting and hugging the clouds, as well as those luscious green lawn and the trees in the distance. And I think that's the beauty of having a countryside home, to be able to enjoy the environs, the surrounding, to hear everything in the distance, from the cows to the goats bleating, the wind whistling, and get it all in. Remember, we are keeping it neoclassic, and one of my favorite things is the Corinthian columns, of course inspired by Roman architecture. And right at the very top, we do have this simple yet intricate design going on. Take a look at the lines, the precision. Hours and hours have been poured into the creation of these columns. This could have been a space that was easily overlooked, but not when it comes to us, because we're building you a house that you can be proud of, because this is more than just a house. This is a legacy that you're building, something that you'll be able to leave for your children and your children's children, and they would not need to remodel it in the years to come. So our artsmen have spent so many hours pouring into the chiseling and the perfection of this very balcony. It's truly aesthetically pleasing. Your eyes land on this balcony so softly, and the visual continuity that goes on is out of this world. This house has more verandas than I could possibly keep count of. And of course, for this third floor, this is a very spacious veranda for the his and hers. And from here, maybe you'll be able to enjoy some nice chill evenings. I'm expecting us to have perhaps a sitting area or even a swing, and maybe even a fireplace. Tell me in the comment section what you would do with such a grand veranda. An element that is usually overlooked is the leveling of the stairs. Now, if you're a girly like me that always wears her high heels, you'll know that this is very, very key, because in the middle of the evenings, if it's a little bit late, then you'll want to be able to climb and make your ascent with ease, especially because this is a retirement home after all. And so we wanted to make sure that the steps are not only even, but also easy to make that climb, especially for when your knees start giving in with age. And of course, we will be having some nice lighting on those stairs so that your every step is illuminated. That brings us to the final floor. Now you are invited and ushered into this lovely space by this arch. Of course, the intentionality when it comes to design is truly breathtaking. I do not yet know what this room is going to be for, but perhaps it could be a gym, a wellness center, a bar, or even a secondary lounge. I love the fact that most of our houses have wellness centers, because we always say that health is the new wealth. And so we want to prioritize the wellness of our clients, especially because we are in the countryside. And so getting in that workout, that gym routine might be a little bit difficult in case you don't have your very own wellness center. Of course, we have yet another veranda, which means that this house has several places for you to lounge. And if you're a fan like me, you could enjoy some nice Kenyan tea, masala tea in the evenings, right from the comfort of your own balcony. Who needs a luxurious 5-star hotel when you build a house like this one? To crown this house at the very top, we do have this open terrace that is truly larger than life. This is perfect for somebody who loves hosting. Perhaps it's the holidays and you're having a bunch of people over, then this is perfect for hosting all your parties. Maybe you're even having a birthday or you're renewing your wedding vows. You could do that right from over here. I love the fact that the trees are lined in the distance and you get to see those rolling hills, the tea planted in the distance. It's absolutely gorgeous. And in case you want to get away from all the hustle and bustle of the city, then where best to do so than the comfort of your own house at the very top of your terrace, and you're able to enjoy the beauty of the landscape and marvel at God's beautiful creation. A house like this is not for everybody. It's for people that enjoy and understand the finer things in life, because imagine importing items, tiles, all the way from Italy to Transoia County, just so that you can experience having the beauty of bathrooms that look like this. And that's why we say that not everybody can afford a fine urban home. In fact, we only say yes to 10% of our client inquiries, because you have to match our aesthetic and you have to want the finer things in life to be our required clientele. Anybody that is a fan of luxury houses is also a fan of luxury cars by default. And so of course we had to build a carport that matches the aesthetic of this quadruplex. Here we do have a 2-car garage, and at the back we have even more parking space. And so for the cars that you use on a regular basis, on a day-to-day, you could park them here, and at the very back we have extra car space. In case you also have visitors coming over, then you know that you have more than enough car parking for everybody. Of course, we, the billionaire builders, did. This project has the fine urban signature written all over it.